Hello there, sweet friends, and welcome to the Harbor Breeze Home Podcast. I'm your host, Rita Joy, and today we're going to talk about travel hacks that will hopefully help you save frustration, stress, and perhaps even some money so that you can have a wonderful time seeing new sights and making great memories. First of all, thank you to all of you who missed me these past few weeks. Just when I had you all used to a Monday morning podcast release, I took a few weeks off while I did some summer traveling and really didn't know how to let you know that. So thank you to those of you for asking where I was and all your encouraging comments. It really is wonderful to get feedback from you so I can know what serves you best. Since I did just get back from traveling, I thought now would be the perfect time to talk about some travel hacks I use on a regular basis since they're fresh on my mind. I'm in no way a seasoned world traveler, but I do love to travel, and I found a few things to make things easier over the years. So I'm going to share some ideas that I do, as well as some feedback and ideas that I got from my fun community of ladies over on Instagram. So get out your pens and pencils and take note of these ideas and tricks that might be of help to you when you're thinking about your next excursion. So first of all, let's talk about cheap flight hacks. One of our favorite parts of travel is the anticipation and planning of the trip. Sometimes we plan road trips and other times we like to fly. Since we've done some flying in the past few months, I thought that I'd first talk about some ways to save money when booking flights. Number 1, search for flights in incognito mode. I've heard and read that it might be of help to search for flights on your computer in incognito mode. Incognito mode means that your computer won't store the cookies from your Google searches, and airlines won't be able to increase the prices of flights they know you're looking at. If you don't know what searching for incognito mode means, simply type into your Google search, "How do I search for flights in incognito mode?" And the answer will pop up. Trust me, you are certainly not the first person to ask Google that. Now, side note, I did just a little bit of quick research to find out if the incognito mode thing is true or not, and really the jury's still out. I found a video that says actually it doesn't help, so feel free to try that or not. I've heard lots of people talk about it. Number 2, compare flight prices on different days of the week. Depending on where you're flying, sometimes the prices of the flights are lower on different days of the week. You can sometimes save a lot of money by adjusting your day of travel by a day or two, or you might even want to try a different time of the year. It might be a lot cheaper later on. Number 3, consider getting a card that collects air miles if you like to travel a lot. You can check with your bank to see if there's any credit cards that will work for you that allows you to collect points that you're using to buy normal things anyway that can be cashed in for flights. Be sure to read the fine print and see if any options sound good to you. Some cards that collect points have a yearly fee and others are free, so keep that in mind. Number 4, check for last-minute deals, new airline routes that might have discounts, and if you're someone who likes to cruise, you might want to check out repositioning cruises that are sometimes deeply discounted. Okay, now you've got your flight all booked and it's time to go, so let's talk about packing hacks. Once a trip has been planned, my mind starts to think about the packing process. I've learned over time that I personally prefer to pack the day before a trip rather than start thinking about it way far in advance. The overthinking part of packing can just about drive me around the bend. But whenever I start packing for anything, I think of how my mom taught us to pack our suitcases every year for summer camp. She had us lay out everything we wanted to take to camp on our beds in outfit piles. And she told us we needed an entire new outfit for every single day. Each outfit pile was to include every little thing that we would need for that outfit, from shoes to underwear to earrings. Well, I didn't wear earrings back then, but you know what I mean. Then, once everything was carefully selected, then we packed it into our suitcases. I laugh now when I think of the ginormous suitcases we packed with us to go for 5 days of summer camp. Nowadays, I do still lay out my outfits on the bed when I get ready to travel, but I have a completely different philosophy to packing. Instead of packing entirely different outfits for each day, I try to mix and match a travel wardrobe so I can take as few of items as possible. And my biggest tip for what clothes to pack is to pack the clothes that you love to wear in the climate that you are going to. The first time I went to Hawaii years ago, I had a friend go shopping with me to pick out some fun things to wear in Hawaii. I, by accident, thought it would be super duper hot there. I don't know where I came to that conclusion, but I packed things that I would never wear at home, but somehow thought I'd suddenly love wearing it in Hawaii. Turns out I didn't want to wear spaghetti strap dresses in Hawaii any more than I did when I was at home. I only ended up wearing the things I loved wearing at home, and those new spaghetti strap numbers never ever did get worn. My philosophy of only packing in a carry-on bag, no matter how many days my trip is totally a personal preference thing, but I don't enjoy lugging around heavy pieces of luggage filled with items that I find I don't even use or wear during my holiday. I admit, though, that it's much easier to pack only in a carry-on bag when you're traveling in warm weather locations. It's a bit more of a challenge when you're having to deal with warm coats and boots. Now, here are some of my favorite packing hacks for flying. Number 1, find a good quality suitcase and bags that work well for you. I personally like to travel with a carry-on as my main bag, as I mentioned before. I look for carry-ons that have good roller wheels, a sturdy handle, a zipper in the bottom lining of the suitcase, and a zippered front pocket. You don't want to get a bag whose wheels start to fall off after 1 or 2 uses. Yes, I had that happen. I also love having a zippered lining in the bottom of the bag. It allows you to unzip that zipper and pack things in between the metal bars of the suitcase and not waste 1 inch of space. And also, if your carry-on is black, I would recommend always tying on something in a bright color or putting bright tape on it to give it distinction from all the other black carry-on bags that will be on the valet cart. Especially if you bought something like at Costco or Winners or TJ Maxx or Walmart, chances are somebody else might have exactly the same bag as yours, so you want yours to stand out a little bit different. Number 2, make sure all your bags have your identification tag tied on the outside and also include an ID tag inside your bag. My aunt lost her luggage for over a week when she came up here to Canada to visit us many, many years ago. Apparently, the paper tag the airline put on was accidentally ripped off along with her own ID tag, and it was a real pain to find that suitcase. The airline recommended at that time to always have an ID inside all your bags in case that happens. So now we just always do that. Number 3, wear your bulkiest outfit and shoes on the airplane and take a sweater or a large scarf that you can use for a blanket. It will save you so much space in your suitcase, and the sweater will come in handy even in the summer when the air conditioning starts to blow on you full force, even when it's a warm day outside. Number 4, avoid wearing large, heavy jewelry or a belt with a big buckle when you're flying. You most likely will have to remove them when you're going through security, and it's just a bit of a pain to try to get that all put back on really quickly while people are waiting behind you. Number 5, pack all your liquids in a see-through bag, making sure you keep within the limitations of the airline. I like to keep travel-sized items always in their see-through bag, so when it's time to travel, they're easy to find and ready to go. The liquids that I travel with are travel-sized root lifter for my hair, mousse for my hair, hairspray for my hair. Clearly, my hair is well looked after. face lotion, body lotion, toothpaste, and sunscreen. I use a Norwex face cloth and water to wash my face, so that cuts down on having to take any liquid face soap. And I get the shampoo and conditioner is usually provided at my destination. The liquid limits are sometimes a challenge to keep. So another thing I've done in the past is to just pick up the travel-sized items I need once I arrive at my destination. If I'm traveling to a family member's house, I might just leave the leftovers of the travel-sized items at their house for the next time I go visit. Also, you can use small containers and just pour in some of your regular used liquids into them. I like to use tiny makeup sample containers for my face lotion, and you can also find great travel-sized liquid containers on Amazon or even in the dollar store. Number 6, packing cubes are something new that I've just started using, and they are definitely life-changing. If you don't know what they are zippered bags, usually in different rectangle sizes. The set I got are a compression packing cube set with 2 zippers. I highly recommend that. I carefully load up my clothes into the cube and zip it shut. Then there's a second zipper that you zip shut that compresses the cube even tighter to squeeze all the extra air out. It saves so much space and helps organize your suitcase. And side note, I discovered on this last trip that a little packing cube filled with clothes makes a great pillow on the plane. I'll link the set that I got from Amazon in the show notes. Since I pack in just a carry-on, the 3-piece set works perfectly for me, but there's an 8-piece set option if you'd prefer. Now, here's a note on any Amazon links that I share anywhere. If you click on a link that I've shared and it's an exorbitantly high rate, rest assured, I did not pay that. Amazon adjusts its prices in mysterious ways that I just don't understand. So if that happens, there's often suggested similar items underneath the item that I link to. So just click on one of those that seems similar and that has a reasonable price. Number 7. Another important item you are allowed to take with you on a plane with your carry-on bag is a personal item. This can be a purse or a laptop bag, and it's actually a good size. You can check the airlines for exact measurements allowed. I found a personal item bag on Amazon that I absolutely love. I'll link that in the show notes too. It might not be the most glamorous bag in the world, but it's as practical as all get out. It has a roomy main pocket with pockets all around the front, the back, and the sides of the bag. Someone once told me that if you're a photographer with a nice camera, you never want to travel with a fancy camera bag. It's much better to travel with something less flashy to avoid it being stolen. So, this bag is perfect. It's not flashy, but yes, it can hold a fancy camera, and no one around you will be the wiser. It will also hold a medium-sized packing cube filled with clothes, 2 pairs of glasses, 2 granola bars and a bag of almonds, your lipstick, nail clippers, dental floss, pencil, an iPad mini, cell phone, travel coffee mug, Advil, your passport, and boarding passes. And here's another tip. Always put your passport and boarding passes in exactly the same pocket area in your bag. Then you won't have a slight heart attack thinking you've lost it when you're searching frantically for it, standing in line to board. Ask me how I know. My husband says he likes to travel with a shirt with a pocket on the day that he flies. It's always the place where he puts his passport, and it's easy to get in and out. Now, here are a few other travel hacks. Number 1. Someone on Instagram said that traveling and trying to get used to different beds is a challenge. Oh my goodness, we so get that. My husband likes to pack his favorite pillow to help with that issue, and I pack the Advil. As we age, it seems our backs react differently to beds right away. Number 2, that reminds me, don't forget to pack your vitamins and medications. I went to the dollar store before I left on our latest trip and found some great pill holders that worked wonderful for my daily vitamins. Number 3, pack snacks along. Depending on your flight times and connections, meal times might get wonky on travel days. Gone are the days where you'll be served meals if your flight is over dinner time. So pack along something you can eat on the go. Also, you won't be allowed to take a full water bottle through security, but there are now water bottle filling stations in most of the airports I've been to anyway. So if you take an empty bottle with you, you can fill it once you get through security. Number 4, travel days usually mean a fair bit of waiting around, so I like to have a good book with me. I use my iPad mini for that and either download something on Kindle or check out a free book through our public library app. You might want to check to see if your public library has something like that. It can save you a lot of room if you don't have to lug around books. Number 5, if you're using digital devices like a cell phone or an iPad, you might want to consider bringing a portable charger along if your travel day is long. You don't want to run out of charge right before you need to send an important text message. Number 6, make sure the shoes you wear on travel day are comfortable. You may need to do a fair bit of walking between gates at the airport, and you don't want to have your feet getting blisters from your shoes, no matter how cute they are. Number 7, one Instagram follower gave this helpful tip. Use disposable shower caps from hotels to put your shoes in before you put them in the suitcase so they won't get the rest of your items dirty. And I like to take along a cotton bag that a new sheet set comes in as a dirty clothes bag. Then you can pop it into the wash with the rest of your dirty clothes when you're home and doing laundry. That's all the travel hacks and tips that I can think of right now. I will link in the show notes other travel-related blog posts in case you find them helpful. If you happen to be planning a trip to Vancouver Island, Canada anytime, I just wrote a new blog post last week that lists our favorite coffee shops on the island. Searching for fun coffee shops is one of my husband's and my favorite things to do, so I thought you might enjoy seeing the fun places we found here on the island. As always, thank you so much for joining me in listening to today's podcast. I hope you have an absolutely fabulous new week, and I look forward to spending time with you again. Until next time, you can check out the Harbor Breeze Home blog to find different blog posts up each day. Just search for Harbor Breeze Home blog in your browser, and it should pop up, or you can find the link to it in the show notes. So have a great day, sweet friend. Toodaloo!